channel. My name is Wimbod. On this channel, we'll be discussing everything that happens in our everyday life. Everything that happens, and occasionally I'll be ranting. So bear with me and stay with me. Today is my first YouTube video, and today we'll be talking about things that happen. Okay, I would like to talk about an experience I had, like things that happen to everyday people, things that happen to ordinary citizens in our everyday life. So bear with me. Today I would be everything that happens in real time. So today is my first YouTube video, and I would like to talk about things that happen to everyday people. So I'll be talking about something I experienced with an Uber driver and then somebody else, right? So we were in our vehicle coming from Accra Mall to where I live, right? It wouldn't be safe to tell you where I live, so to where I live. So we were in a vehicle coming, and then whilst you are coming, you know that coming from Accra Mall towards Medina, you have to slide into the highway, right? The Medina road. So the Uber driver was trying to slide in, and there was this Land Cruiser that was trying to also get in. I don't know, it was already on the main road, but wanted to, I think, slide to where we were coming from. So in the course of trying to slide in and we trying to slide out, right, I don't know if he actually saw the smaller car, the Uber that we were in, or he just didn't care about what vehicle or who was in it or whatever. He just didn't care. So we kind of like saw what was going on, and it was just unfair, right? You are driving a big car, you're driving a more comfortable car, right? That doesn't mean that you are the only vehicle on the road, right? So we as we were trying to slide in, this man kept narrowing us, and you know, coming from the Accra Mall Road, there's a pavement that divides the other station, the Tema station, where the cars from Tema park, right? So he was trying to narrow us onto the road, and I kept like saying, like, this is not right? So there were this policemen ahead. They had a barrier. I think in the evenings they mount a barrier around it. So there was a barrier there. As we got there, right, I think he hit us a little bit. He drove into us a little bit, but looking at where our vehicle was, you would think our vehicle hit him, right? But he was coming towards us, so they kind of like went too close, and then this driver just got down and in front of where the policeman had mounted the barrier. He just stopped there, and he was making so much noise, and it's a big man's car, it's a minister's car, and he has hit into it. Let him call the minister, and he's dead, and blah blah blah. We just sat there through the injustice, right? And I cannot sit through injustice. If you know me, you know that injustices really push me to the edge. I get furious at injustices. So as he was talking and calling, you know, people around knew he was wrong. They saw that he was wrong, because some of them kept saying that we should just keep calm and blah blah blah. Then what made me really mad was the policemen that came around were like, our driver should apologize because it's a big man's car, and this big man, if they hear you are in dipshit. Oh, that really ticked me off. I just couldn't keep my cool anymore. So I was like, what the hell are you people just doing? You know, like, you are supposed to protect everybody, not some particular people, right? You're supposed to protect everybody, not some particular people. But it looked as if they were protecting they're high and mighty in society. They're So my question is, as citizens, right? Do we question these people? Do we hold them accountable to what they do to we, the ordinary voters, the ordinary citizens? Do we hold them accountable? Because you're supposed to serve us, right? And if something like this has happened, the police are supposed to investigate. The police are supposed to, you know, the police are supposed to, like, go ahead and find out who is wrong, and just hold them accountable, right? But I felt like, and this is not the first time, this is not my first experience with these people. I feel like because they are in high position, but my question is, are you supposed to serve us, or we are supposed to slave for you to be in that position and still go ahead and slave and enslave us? These are things that happen in our everyday life. These are things that we go through as I don't want to stereotype, but it's like black people or African countries, these are the things that we go through. Human beings, aren't we supposed to hold everyone accountable? So it baffles me when people in high positions want to show you how high they are, forgetting that these are the same people that vote for you, that bring you into power, that give you those positions that you later on want to insult or degrade them over. But when it's time for elections, when it's time for you to want a position, these are the people you bring yourself down to. These are the people you go to, you eat with. These are the people you isn't that manipulation? For me, I think that is manipulation. You manipulate the person into voting for you. You manipulate the person into campaigning for you. And sometimes I wonder if we, the ordinary citizens, we actually think for ourselves, or we are just in it for the thrill of it during elections. During elections, we are okay with the little they give us. We are okay with the cloths they give us to buy our votes. We are okay with the lies they tell us. I am fed up of it. I am tired of it. I think that we should think for ourselves. We should look for competent people. We should look for people that have our well-being at heart, that think about us as human beings, not as people they use when they need, and when they are done with us, they don't care. You get it? They don't care. And I want to talk to people who are educated, people who have been to school, people who have degrees, people who have a little bit of education. I want to challenge you not to allow these people bully us. I am saying this because I'm using those who have been to school, because rights, a citizen's rights, responsibilities are all written and taught in schools. We can excuse those who are not educated. We can pardon them because most of these things, Africans don't have time to educate our people, right? But we, those who have been to school a little bit, just even a little bit, we know what our rights are, we know what our responsibilities are. But the moment we get jobs, that's the moment we get little exposure, right? We kind of forget where we are coming from. We kind of forget the experiences that we have been through. You know, let us not forget these things. Let us not forget that we want better for our future kids. We want better for our parents who weren't fortunate enough to get an education. We want this country to be safe for people to live in. You know, not sell our integrity, sell our children's future to these people. These people don't care about us. These people's kids go to school abroad. These people don't even go to the schools that we have been through. They don't know the experience that we have had. You know, I was watching this video of a girl from a news, I think it was a news item, of a girl who during this period they have basic schools, I think junior high schools, where students were given food during the pandemic, because they are going to school during this pandemic, so they were providing them with food. And I watched this brave girl sit on the television and sit on through an interview and challenge the president and ask the president questions like, will you allow your child eat this food? You know, she was talking on the basis that the food wasn't enough, right? Now let's put the food not being enough aside. Let's talk about the quality of food, the way the food is provided. You know, let's ask ourselves these questions. Will these people, will these mighty people, will these big people have their children go through that? Will they? Our kids are going through that. Our younger sisters are going through that. Our brothers are going through that. Our sisters are, our cousins are going through that. You know, it is not funny. That video, I didn't find it funny. I found it very smart of the girl. If you know the video I'm talking about, it was about the girl who said, Master, please, I want to ask the government a question. This food, will he allow his children eat it? You can go find it and watch it. I found that video really smart because the girl thought deep. You know, I don't think she was talking partisan, but she was talking for her colleagues as well. Her colleagues, I don't think, would have the guts to talk about that. They would, you know, they would just say, okay, well, they've given us food, so that's fine, that's okay. But then I, putting myself in the little girl's shoe, I would ask the same question. People who know me know I will ask the same question. I will ask the same question. Will the president and his family, will the government, will the ministers, the MPs, the minority who are also elite, will they allow their kids eat that? Why are we accepting these treatments? I'm not saying provision of the food wasn't good enough and blah 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 and all that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that our quality of life in this country, we don't deserve it. The way the elite, I wouldn't say elite, the wealthy, the better people in our societies treat us, I don't think that is okay. For me, I don't think that is okay. I am not okay with that kind of treatment. I am not okay with not content with our, you know, the quality of our lives, I am not content with it. I think we can do better. I think the I think the government of this country can do better. Whoever is elected, I don't care who is which government is in power. I just think that they can do better for us. They can do better. You know, there are certain things that are not really necessary. Look at the roads. During this rainy season, look at the roads. Look at our roads. Are we okay with the roads, the way the roads are? Are we okay, you know, voting for these people who are not concerned about us? When it's time for voting, they will find a way to find us. They always find a way to find us. They don't care if we have good drinking water. They don't care if we have eating. They will find us, you know, and they will pretend to provide us water. They pretend to provide, to care about us. They'll pretend they know our plight. They'll pretend they care about us. But let's really think for ourselves. Let's really, you know, make decisions for ourselves. Let us not allow manipulations. Let us not allow their sweet words, you know, as it is, right? People who have completed, who are done with their degrees for about 5-6, let's not even go for 5-6 years now, don't have jobs because they don't know anyone in a position to help. So the youth are actually going into you know, other things, entrepreneurial skills and everything, you know. But people who are well connected and people who are in positions, whose family members and friends are in positions, are actually getting jobs. You know, of late, when you even have a degree in the sciences, you could find them working in the banks. You know, you can find them working in the banks, not because they are qualified for the job, but because they know somebody. What about those in the villages who don't know anybody, who are probably orphans, whose family are not in that position? What about those people? It means that when you are born in that kind of situation, you're going to grow in that kind of situation, and you probably are going to marry and give birth in that situation, and your children are going to go through that same situation, and you're going to pass away in that same situation. What are we doing? Can't we probably organize a scheme where this community, after schooling, this number of people should probably get a job, or probably there'll be a scheme where when you are done, you come register. I'm done, I have this qualification. When there's a job opening, you push these people in. Can't we have that kind of system? You know, we only have a system where if my uncle is a minister, if my uncle knows the president, or if my uncle works, or my auntie or my dad works here, he'll probably have to put me in line. Maybe when he goes on retirement, then he pushes me in, or the company, you know, the company has a system where the family members of their workers will be considered first. What is happening? What is happening? You know, let us think. People out there are who are qualified, are looking for jobs. People are dying. People are committing suicide because they don't know where their lives are headed. You know, people are living in misery. People are depressed because they see no future. What are these politicians doing for us? You know, in the end, we we are just living and are waiting when we will return to the Lord. But for the time being, we are building. We are creating things for ourselves. You know, give people opportunities. Give people equal opportunities. People who were born with silver spoons in their mouths continue to live with the silver spoons in their mouth till they die, while people who were born poor live in poverty and probably die, unless maybe there's a miracle, or probably or something happens. Unless something happens, there is no hope for them. You know, I've always wanted to be that type of person who gets to a point of creating jobs, you know, giving people opportunities. So when I see these injustices, you know, after school you don't have a job, you don't have, you know, the resources to do what you've always had in mind, you know, what you've always hoped to do for people. Sometimes I get sad. When I pray that God gives. We are fortunate, I am fortunate to be in a position where I can do this video, where I have probably had resources to do this video, you know, and I'm still complaining. You get it? But when I pray, I do pray for the less fortunate, the people who are not lucky as I am or I have been, people who are not as fortunate as I have been. I do pray for them. I pray that God gives them as much opportunity, as many opportunities as He has given me, or even more. And I do pray that, you know, God puts me in a position to also help people. You know, when you're praying, do pray to get better so that you can help people. Don't pray for yourself and your family alone. Do pray for others, because people are suffering. You know, it is sad even talking about it. I get sad and emotional talking about stuff like that. I don't know if you out there can relate to what I'm talking about, or have you know, you know, relate to what I'm talking about. If you do, don't forget to leave a comment and tell me how you feel, or what experiences you have had down below, and subscribe to my channel. Well, this is the first video. It is kind of intense. Maybe the next one wouldn't be as intense. I intend to have fun on this channel, and join me have that fun. I would, as time goes on, we would have others. We'll talk to others. We'll interview others. We'll have days where we have fun, videos and vlogs of traveling. We'll have a lot of them. So don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget, my name is Wembo. Thank you for watching.